We have another brilliant piece of musical theatre now from the New York City Children's Theatre Company. Henry Box Brown, A Musical Journey, is based on the amazing true story of Henry Box Brown, a fugitive slave in 1850s Virginia who eventually found freedom by posting himself in a box to abolitionists in Philadelphia. The show is performed by a 16-strong cast of New York's finest gospel singers and top Broadway artists. It's written by award-winning writer Mer Manzouri, who joins me now, alongside co-director and choreographer Najee Brown, and Paul G, who plays the principal role of Henry Brown. Welcome all to the sofa, everyone. Mer, this is one of these stories which is absolutely fascinating the minute that you hear about it, and deserves to be told and shared in the way that you are. But tell us how you first found out about this story, because there's an interesting side to this as well.
Well, I have been working with children for the last 20 years through the Children's Theatre Company. It's not a children's show. It's evolved from really being something that hopefully connects all of us to what we're all feeding for. But for us, it was really a struggle to find stories that our mostly African-American kids could connect to as their own heroes in American history. I always joke that, you know, there's Les Miserables, and that's about miserable French people. Forgive me, we love that musical, but where is in the catalog of American musical theater stories that are about the American tradition, the African-American tradition, and the music that comes with it? It's not a musical, it is a culture of music. So it wasn't very hard to find music that really builds it up. And for us, it was a chance for our students to really see their own history, and abolitionists, white and black, and actually all the way to Edinburgh, which is where he made his travels. So it was...
And you found out about him in a children's book, is that right?
Yes, it was actually, you know, I found no musicals in the catalog of American musical theater that really addressed these great stories, this triumph of human spirit. It's just not in the catalog of American musical theater, so I had to go to children's books, and I figured if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us to adapt it into a musical.
And Najee, tell us about this story. I mean, I just touched on it there, but this was quite a remarkable man, and his story. There's a love story to this. He literally puts himself in a box and posts himself. Yeah. Tell us about him.
So when you get down to the heart of the story, you're talking about two things: love and sacrifice. And I don't want to be cliche about the whole love thing, but to the people that helped him, they had to sacrifice their lives, their livelihood, and everything. And I said earlier one time that in this society, the way it relates is that if we all put ourselves aside, you know, and think about other people who are struggling. You know, in the beginning of the play, you're seeing Henry being taken away from his mother. That's something we can relate to today. There are people right now being taken away from their mothers. And when you think about what's going on in America right now, and it relates so closely. And we have to think about not what we can do later on or wait till it's in our backyards to actually get up and do something, but we gotta challenge ourselves and figure out what we can do right now.
So it's clearly a story nearly 200 years old, but still resonates today.
It's a shame, but it resonates today.
And Paul, this is a part that you were clearly very keen to play. Tell us about how you got involved in the show.
Well, to be honest, a friend of mine, Michael Harley, actually contacted me and said, "Hey, Paul, I got this cool show you got to be a part of. Can't do it we're doing Quick Run in Maryland, and we just want to. Can you do my part?" I said, "Cool." And he was playing James at the time, so I went in, and he was like, "Yeah, I got this cool friend. Her name is Mer Manzouri. She's great. You're gonna love her." So I went to the audition, and Mer's like, Can you play Henry? Can you read for Henry?" I was just like, okay, cool. And then from there, it's been about 2.5, 3 years, and it's been growing ever since. Yeah.
So tell us about the importance of music in this piece, which you know you were involved in the writing of some of the songs and the sourcing of the material as well, because that is also very important for you to hear this music.
I mean, we want to just give homage to the great Negro spirituals on whose back most music can give credit to. It's really not very far contrived reach for music. It's all there, and I'm just amazed that nobody's put it on stage and let us celebrate this incredible history on which most modern music might give credit to. So the musical theater, there's a lot of original songs we wrote with Frank Sanchez and Eric Dozier and Sam Erdang, but it's really working with great black churches from which Paul and Najee come from, who've really taken these songs to a whole other level with these incredible harmonies. So both the original songs and the Negro spirituals, it's really on the backs of these songs of sorrow that we think the story is already there and the music is there.
But that's a real interesting point, isn't it? That music today that we all enjoy and is all around us, a lot of the origins come back from this time.
Exactly. Everything, blues, rock and roll, jazz, all came from that sound. And we don't give credit to where it actually comes from. What I love about it is when I hear these songs, I'm connecting back to that place that they were in. And when you hear the words of these songs, you're actually hearing what they felt. The faith that they were holding on to wake up every day to do the same thing. People wonder why are these people were slaves and why didn't they just kill themselves? Or why didn't more try to run away? They were holding on to some kind of faith that maybe heaven or something, there's something better out there, you know? And I don't mean to go on.
No, man,
we're best friends, by the way.
I'm just admiring your speech, man.
But what's also interesting about Henry is that his story doesn't end when he arrives in this box. Then his life just takes other twists and turns, and this is obviously coming in the show as well.
Yeah, his life takes so many twists and turns. He has to persevere through everything he's going through. And even after he gets free, he kind of has to continue to live this life. And he tells his story, even in Edinburgh. He went to Fife. He told his story.
He came here.
He was the original fringe artist.
Yeah.
I think he got 5 stars for his first show. He was the original fringe performer, and he came here and he told his story, and he did an excellent show. And he came from so much. So it's a story that has so many different lessons that we can all take from it.
And I believe he made his entrance coming out of the box.
Yeah.
Is that right?
An escape artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's kind of interesting for us to have an opportunity to look at the humanity across borders, because he obviously didn't get his freedom in the United States. He found his freedom in the UK. And it was the fugitive slave law that was passed when they found out about the way he had made his escape. So I hope that doesn't continue today, where we have to escape the United States, but I won't get there.
Okay. Well, many thanks. A fascinating story. Many thanks to Mayor Mansouri, Najee Brown, and Paul G. Thank you very much to you guys. Henry Box Brown, A Musical Journey, is at the Gilded Balloon Paterhouse until the 26th of August, apart from the 12th and the 19th. And as I speak, some of the cast have appeared on stage to perform a number from the production. This is Amazing Grace. Hold on.
I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me all along my pilgrim journey. Lord, I want Jesus to walk with me. When I'm troubled, Lord, walk with me. When I'm troubled, Lord, walk with me. Lord, when my head is bowed in sorrow, Lord, I want Jesus to walk with me.
The man who makes a mistake can repent. Forgiveness is never denied to us. But the man who hesitates to do the right thing when he knows it is wrong and does nothing has buried himself within himself and is as good as dead.
Hold on just a little while longer.
No, dear Reverend. It is you who is as good as dead for the heretical doctrine that you are preaching here.
Everything's gonna be all right.
This is a spiritual battle with evil, dear friends. Do not underestimate the power of evil to wreak havoc. None of us can deny that as believers in Christ, we are all members of the family of God.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. I once was blind, but now I see.
All of God's children need to hold on. Just a little while. I said, hold on. Just a little while. Hold on. I said everything. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Everything's gonna be alright. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Everything's gonna be alright. I said everything. Everything. I said everything. Everything. I said everything. And I know that it will be all. It's gonna be alright.
Fantastic performance there live. The cast of Henry Box Brown, the musical journey. Well done. Thank you very much, guys. Well, we've got more world-class theatre for you now. We move on to Peter Gynt. It's a radical new version of Henrik Ibsen's 1867 play in which the title character is transported from Norway to 21st century Scotland. The original Peer Gynt is a 5-act play in verse and features some of Ibsen's most iconic scenes. Scottish star James McArdle takes on the title role. Audiences may know James from his performance as James I in Rona Munro's The James Plays in 2014. And James is with me now. Hello, James. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Right, for those of us who may not be entirely familiar, explain who is Peter